you made that decision. Like, I hear people complaining about going on deployments where you chose a job where you knew you was going to have to deploy. I hear people complain about their jobs, but you made the decision to take the job. If you don't like your job, get another job. People complain about their kids. Well, if your kid is bad, you the fucking parent. What is the problem? And then people be like, well, my kid is acting a fool at school. Teachers should do more. I wish my motherfucking son would. Have the audacity to think about acting a fool in the classroom.
Yes.
I hear people complain about their relationships, and I'm like, well, you're in a relationship that you don't want to be in. Fucking leave. Like, these are all decisions that were made on your behalf at somewhere where you realize that you're a contributing factor. And that's why I say with negative stuff, it's always better for it to start with me so I can rule out if I'm the cause or not. Because then I know going forward how to proceed. Because even if, like with you, if you're making decisions and I do some shit that push it over the edge, right? And cause some shit to go completely wrong. Really, in that situation, I'm a variable. I'm a negative variable. Let's not get it twisted. But I did something that was contributing to a decision that was already made. Mm-hmm. And that's how that works. Same thing with my son. All right, so you got up late. You having to make it through the bus stop is a contributing factor. The little girl having cheese is a contributing factor. You know, the other kid wanting more cheese is a contributing factor, right? But all of those, 100% of those variables would have been mitigated by one decision: to get up and cook breakfast.
It's like John Witherspoon on Friday said, son, me and your mother would never move in this neighborhood if we knew you needed cheese to walk down the damn street.
Exactly. Exactly. What you doing with that cheese?
Think you're a man with that cheese, huh?
What you doing with that cheese?
I'm a man without it.
I would have never knew moving here would cost me so much that you couldn't eat cheese. Not to mention that there was a whole pack of unopened spoiled cheese in the fridge by one day that he chose to never open. And plenty of other cheese he had already eaten.
So wasting good food.
2 loaves of spoiled bread that he never ate, although he's always making sandwiches. Cereal, milk, basically everything you can think of was in my fridge.
There's plenty of food.
But I digress. He got his ass whooped over cheese because he made the decision not to get up. And that's why people always be mad at me because when people do shit like that I know is an emotional intelligence, I always say some shit about them being a kid, right? I love to pick at people about their age. I don't give a they fucking 12, 20, or 80, because people always feel some type of way when they feel like you're calling them young because they believe you're talking down to them. And no, I'm not actually making fun of their age. I'm making fun of the fact that they made a young decision, right?
Yes.
So, and I do that because it's emotional ignorance that doesn't actually come with an age. It comes with you being able to step back and say, I fuck up as a human being and I need to check myself as a human being because I'm not perfect. And maybe some of this negative shit, maybe I'm the cause of it. Maybe I can end some of this negative shit. Maybe I can avoid taking a left and a right over some cheese. But you know, like,
I'll be damned if I take left and right over some cheese, man.
I'll be damned too, right? But I guess because that's something that always annoyed me, especially when I saw it in my son. Like, when other people do it, I'm like, all right, you annoying me right now, but what I'm going to do is, and I do it all the time, I don't say nothing. I just let them have it because you can't change the mind of a person that thinks they're right. They're going to generate 100 excuses for their failures, for how they feel, for what's going on in their lives, for the friends that are around them that they don't actually need. Like, all this stuff is going to, you know, have an excuse for it. When really, if you really backtrack, you may be the cause of it. And that's a waste of my time trying to have that conversation. Now, my son, who we literally call out all the time and have conversations that are rooted in a certain amount of both emotions and intelligence and having emotional intelligence. Like, you shouldn't be making dumb decisions like that.
He doesn't get a break.
Right. So, like, even him acknowledging the fact that he made a dumb decision that could have been avoided still don't excuse him from making that decision. And that's why I say, like, if you don't have that, like, it is kind of kidly. Like, it is kind of immature to me because over time you develop emotional intelligence naturally if people are, you know, grooming it and making sure that you understand what it means to be self-critical and not taking criticism the wrong way and just growing up knowing that everything that seems negative is a negative. Because like you always say, you know, every person is your adversary, but every adversary isn't your enemy, right? So like certain situations are going to be adversarial that are going to teach you something. And you ain't got to like me for it. You ain't got to, we ain't got to be bosom buddies. after it. But I'm being adversarial with you for the purpose of you learning this lesson.
Mm-hmm.
And then when we can say that, I groomed it in my son and he's 11 years old, and I seen it groomed in me when I was 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and you see it around in certain people. Well, that was the decision of the parent. And then it's on the child if the parent tried to groom it and you just chose to, go to a different route. But usually that's not the case. But you live and you learn, and then you fuck up, and sometimes getting your ass whooped is what it takes. But
and it's okay, and it's easier to get away with being emotionally unintelligent as a child.
Yeah.
But then you look at a nigga like Offset.
Yeah.
And you see what a lack of emotional intelligence leads you down.
Offset, good transition.
I mean, this fool. I just don't like. One, I don't understand. It takes it's a lot of audacity. One, to like act the way he did prior to Cardi saying she's done, and now have the nerve to bring a cake on the stage. First of all, nigga, who apologizes for cake?
No, man.
And then I'm sorry, bro. Like, look, you can't show your ass and act stupid, and then think some grand gesture is going to make up for it. It's these fucking romantic comedies.
Yeah.
Got everybody thinking you could just treat your woman like shit, and then show up at the very end with a fucking cake begging, with a Boomerang soundtrack on, thinking she gonna take you back.
Man, that cracked me up too, because like, with you even bringing the cake up, like what that really shows is your apology lacks sincerity.
Mm-hmm.
You came and made a grand gesture, and you did it by saying, "I'm sorry, bro. I wanted to tell you in person."
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man. Like, I feel like, first of all, if I done fucked up, I'm gonna see to it they don't find out from somebody else. You're gonna find out from me. Like even for better or for worse, if I lose the woman I love completely forever, it ain't gonna be because like somebody else came to her and told her some bullshit I done. Like, I'm just gonna go ahead and eat that shit and pray for the best if I'm wrong. But one, I'm gonna be sincere about it. I'm gonna be direct about it. I'm gonna be honest about it. And if I'm a piece of shit, from then on out for the rest of my life, so be it. But I'll still walk away with integrity. I'll still walk away knowing I was wrong, but I did the right thing in the end as far as owning up. Because, I mean, a lot of times, not with him, but then a lot of times, like, people wouldn't know shit unless you told them, right? So it's like, I'm going to make the decision to put myself in this situation, opposed to, all right, I've done this several times, and now let me crash your show. I got all this money. I'm going to bring out these cheap-ass flowers.
I also think this is what happens when you live your personal life, when you try to publicize your personal life. I mean, being pictured with all, I guess, the dolls, whoever that he was like sleeping with, and even when you're married, like, you don't need to broadcast your relationship all across social media. Like, that's not for the fans.
No.
And neither is the reconciliation, if there is one.
Yeah.
Because people don't really care ultimately whether they get back or not. It's fun right now. It's fun fodder for social media. It's fun fodder for jokes, and it's fun for happy hours. Nobody gives a shit about either one of them, really.
Yeah. So why do you think people do that though? So let's step away from Offset and Cardi for just a second, right? Because everybody do it to a certain extent when it comes to broadcasting their relationship on social media. Some people almost require it in relationships, like they don't feel their relationship will unless the world knows. So, but like, why has it come to a point where we're in an age where, like, some people really feel like if the world don't know about my relationship, then there is no relationship. No, your relationship is likely going to be more stable if the world doesn't know about the relationship.
Well, vanity. It's the same thing that fueled relationships, fueled these problems forever. It's a vanity project. People feel that, they need to. I mean, sometimes some people are just so lonely for a while that when they finally get into a relationship with someone, they need to rub it in people's faces. They need to show the world, like, oh yeah, I am. Like, I somebody wants me.
Yeah.
Or like when niggas like, oh yeah, I'm finally fucking something other than this fucking sock upstairs because that's just fucking broken half. Ran out of fucking oven mitts. So, but so people like. It's for the same reason people put photos of their vacations that they go to just to take photos of. Like,
right.
Like when you travel to another country, just stay in the hotel and take photos at the pool. You don't do anything.
You don't go out and do nothing else.
Or you go to fucking Tokyo just to eat Pizza Hut cheese pizza. You don't expose yourself. Like you're not going for the experience. You're going to tell people that you did it because there's insecurity. There's lack. Like you're so insecure about how people feel about you. You need to make this persona as luxurious as you can.
Right. I always say that, especially about traveling. Like you're not traveling unless you immerse yourself in the experience. Like I always go, and I'll literally set aside like, all right, I'm gonna take photos and footage of whatever I'm gonna do during this period of time, and after that, so be it. Like you might get pictures from my room, but most of the time, like I'm out and about, and I can't, drop my camera in the water when I'm out doing dumb shit, or I'm scuba diving, or like if I'm diving out of a plane, somebody else got to record that shit. Like I'm not trying to sit there and be like, all right, I need to let people know about 100% of what I'm doing while I'm traveling. Like I might travel for a week and people might see 2 days of what I actually did while I was traveling, because if you didn't interact with the people, you didn't try the local cuisine, you didn't really, find out about what they do for their day to day, like you haven't actually truly traveled. You went and did tourist shit that everybody else go to do. But you notice that though, and you know that by where people take photos at. Like people go and take photos in places that everybody else online that went and took photos at.
Yeah, I'm like, nigga, don't go to Monaco just to take a picture at the fucking club.
Exactly. Like, come on, man.
Like, there's no yachts and everything up there. Like, why are you showing me a picture of the Budweiser that you got on tap?
Yeah. But I guess that's why, you're probably absolutely right when it comes to why people do it when it comes to relationships. Because we're like, all right, so it's date night. Congratulations. Are you enjoying your date, or are you more busy posting it online? Like, why are you even on your phone?
Like, you should not be Insta storing your date.
Yeah, why are you even on your phone? Like, if you can't, I always say happy people are too busy out being happy to actually be posting online. Like, if I'm out truly on a date night, or I'm walking by the fucking bay or doing whatever, like, I'm not sitting there like, oh man, let me take a selfie while I'm out here taking this walk. Like, no, I'm having a deep, long ass conversation, probably about some miscellaneous shit I didn't even plan on having a conversation about, because I'm just in a moment where I'm like, all right, let's just walk and talk, whether that's an hour, 2 hours, whatever, let me do that. But how do you do that when it's like, all right, I need to take this picture, I need to put this up on my story, or I need to take this photo booed up? And because what also happens then, exactly what happened to Offset, the side chick that you fucking with, and all the other people that know about it that want to see your relationship fail, gonna start posting those old photos that they got of you.
They're all chasing clout too.
They gonna start. they gonna start being like, oh yeah, you fucking Offset, I'm fucking Offset too.
Yeah.
Now I'm famous. Everybody know who I am because I was fucking your man.
Kevin Hart learned too.
Oh yeah. He's a prime example. Like, bro, have you seen your wife? Your wife is gorgeous, taking care of kids that she didn't even make. That's right there by your side. And I mean,
but then he wants to issue a video apology. Yep. And some may say, "Oh, she's requiring it," and to that I would say, "So."
Yeah.
Because what difference does it make to you that the public, that people that you don't know,
that he apologized?
Yeah. If I'm sincere and willing to make this work, we can't do that online.
Yeah.
Because you're ultimately looking for engagements. I'm not like how many likes are you looking for? You want views? What's the point of this?
Yeah. I don't understand it, man.
These are the same people that talk shit about you, like when you're happy. So what difference does it make about apologizing on there? No, these grand gestures should be made in private. A grand gesture for me is saying, "Hey, I'm willing to do whatever it takes to make this work."
Yep. And actually doing it.
Yeah.
And actually doing it.
Actions are gestures. Like there's no such thing as a grand gesture when it comes to trying to apologize.
Yeah.
The apology alone is grand.
Yeah.
A sincere one.
We are in an age of grand gestures, though, and it's killing me because it's covering everything. It used to be everything was closed off, and you just did what you were supposed to do. But now we're in an age where you got to have a baby shower, a gender reveal party. You got to have a public videotaped proposal. You got to have a intro to your prom. Like, look how earlier starting. Like, proms are getting outrageous because you know what? I gotta ride up on an elephant, have somebody, spraying up my tux so I can look nice and misted, and then have a Lambo following behind